Please start now. Three, two, one.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Outlaws. I am.
Howdy.
You like? Yes.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Had to modify.
There we go.
Hey, it works.
Right. We're
It works,
good.
it works.
We're good. So, yep, I thought I'd bring it to the table tonight. Good evening, travelers, and those like I am the Hitman.
The Renegade.
I'm the cowboy. Yeehaw.
I'm the hangman.
And we are your paranormal partridge family.
Brady Bunch.
Crazy bus.
Crazy the driver. That's okay. Welcome to our world. If you have any comments, be more than happy to place your comments. If your opinions are welcome as long as they're respectful. All opinions are allowed tonight. This is how we roll. This way it has been from the day we started this live to turning into this very show now. So I want to welcome everybody. We want to welcome our new brother, Hangman, Jim Hangman Livingston. Welcome to the Outlaws, brother.
Welcome, Jim. Nice to meet you.
Well, thank
nice
you
to
for
meet
having
you.
me. It's great to be on here.
Yeehaw. What do you think, baby?
So we've got an interesting little shittle for you tonight. We're actually going to be, and I know some people are going to be like, where's the hat? The hat's in Richmond. Dun, dun, dun. Oops.
Stuff happens.
I do
I'll
have
wear a hat for us all.
There it is. She's got us taken care of this night. I got my bold rocket. I'm blowing down with it. So
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up having to go out and get a hat before the next time I do this.
Oh, no, you won't need to get one. Ask Keith. Don't worry. It'll come your way.
You're probably already taken care of it.
I have a feeling you're right.
It's all good.
Sneaky.
So tonight's show, you guys, those of you tuning in, all you Ghost Riders, tonight we're going to pick apart a little bit of a sensitive subject. No, it's not orbs. We're not talking about the damn orbs tonight. Although that may come into play. I took it to the gang and said, what do y'all feel about actually talking about spirits and ghosts? What's your opinions? What's your difference? Where is the difference? Is there a difference? Which means we're probably going to get into equipment tonight too. So we'll see where that ball travels.
That works.
So with it being the way we always have, Keith, we're going to hit you up and start you with it first.
Ooh.
I know you're ready. Wow. And if y'all see any little cuss, please bear with us, and we'll try not to cuss because we're under watch. But our fingers, it's a long story. It's a thing between me and Keith. But Keith, what do you think, man? What is your thought on spirits, ghost? What is your opinion, your insight, your thought? Let's hear from you first, man.
I've been thinking about that. You go through life, childhood. Your parents tell you there's no such thing as ghosts. They don't differentiate between spirit, or ghosts. They just tell you anything that goes bump in the night is a ghost. Well, isn't because they don't exist. Um, Movies, cartoons, they portray a ghost as a white sheet. Um, in my mind, in my ventures through this, um, I don't call spirits ghosts anymore. They are spirits. They are fae. They are cryptids. It's I've gained a lot of knowledge and a whole lot of new respect for things on the other side. Um,
Hey, Miss Lisa.
so it's to me, it's spirit is spirit naturally. But spirits would be human entities that are still here after their meat suit has passed.
And he's leaving it at that. You go, boy. I dig it. How about you, Renegade? What do you think? Let's see your insight. What do you
Okay, so this is where it's going to get interesting, and you're going to see the inside of my working brain.
Yes.
Everybody lean back. Let's
All
take
right,
some
so
lessons.
I got into the paranormal as an 8, 9, 10-year-old. Okay, I live in New England, so we already know who's the big dog in the house up here, and that's controversial. I took from them. I being in the library at 10, 11, 12, 13 age is when I've discovered Hans Holzman. Holzer, right? And I absolutely love Hans, and he's controversial in his own way too. I've always taken it as ghosts can be quite psychotic at some point because
Hey, Ray. Good to
they're
see you.
incapable of reasoning for themselves. Where spirits, on the other hand, they're surviving personalities that they can pass through doors. When they pass through their door of death, I mean, come and go as they please. Where ghosts are tied to a location because of what a traumatic event. Maybe a death, maybe war. And ghosts I've always perceived as they have some unfinished business that they need to finish before they go. And they don't accept death that way. Spirits, on the other hand, can come and they can go. I mean, I can call upon my ancestors who are spirits, and they can come visit me.
Yeah.
Spirits also can pass through different parts of time. Portals, you know what I mean? They're
Okay.
not one-dimensional being; they're multi-dimensional.
Right.
Whereas a ghost, that's how I've always taken it. Like they're here, and spirits come and go as they please.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. I am going to say, Renee, your signal's really low, so I just want you to be aware of it.
Okay.
We're seeing it on air. So I'm watching the bars, and it's showing you got a really
Mhm.
low signal. So y'all bear with her, please, if she starts to hiccup or freeze. Jim, since you're the new one to the crew, and I know you were like, I don't know how to explain this at the beginning of the week, but now we're gonna warm up your soup there, homie. You're now sitting at the campfire. It's time for you to talk.
That's all right. See, with me, with ghosts, to me, it's more of a loose term. To me, I prefer entity over ghost. Spirit to me is more of like everything has a spirit. I mean, you can use it more as like for like empowerment and stuff. Like you know, um, like say like the spirit of the wolf is in you. you know, like I like looking into like Indian folklore and stuff at times. Um, Ghosts or entities, yeah, they can come and go. Those are the ones that we run into the most as like bump in the night. They can come and talk to you. You know, it's what we look for. Whereas a spirit is more of like an energy at rest. It's more of you're asking that energy to empower you or protect you.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I see your point. I mean, you got a valid point. I think we all got valid points.
Yeah.
I
On,
agree.
on the ghost thing, to me, a ghost is somebody that was in my life, and then all of a sudden, boom, that door is closed, and they disappear off the face of the planet. Ghosted.
Yeah, but see, they can be alive or dead for that.
Exactly. Not wrong.
That's true. This
wrong.
is true.
I know I got a lot in my past that are like that. So
Right. No, y'all got valid points on that too. I mean, technically, what I was getting ready to say is it's true. A ghost can be human or living, but ghost is more pertained to the human factor, the humanoid factor. It's more of the energy of the human, where spirit can lead you down a significant rabbit hole that can lead to multiplicity of different types of energies and entities. Yet, I knew you were going to okay. It could be alien, it could be dimensional, it could be celestial. Um, we cannot define what's on the other side as much as. All right, this is where we're going to start pissing people off. At least I probably will. Um, I'm opening the can. I'm drinking. I don't care.
let's do it.
Yeah. The fact is we don't know. Okay, we don't know what a ghost is. We don't know what a spirit is. This is based on opinion. As far as a spirit, now we can split that spirit up into Holy Spirit, but then you can take that thing and just go wick, 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 and peel it like a damn onion, and keep going and keep going and keep going. You've got poltergeist. You've got Irish folklore. You got English folklore, Egyptian folklore, Asian folklore. You got Persian folklore. You got South African and North African folklore. You got South American. You got Canadian. You got Alaskan. There's so many folklores. There's so many different types of spirit.
U.S., Southern, Northern, down south, they got Haints. Haints, I think. Haints. They call them Haints.
Exactly. Now, that's we're going deeper into that. But as far as I'm concerned, and we're going to talk about that, because as far as my opinion, spirit is not the same as ghost. Ghost is or was living as a humanoid or human, where spirit is something other. Okay, we can do it that way, something other than human.
I agree with that.
And I'll go with Renee and say I think most ghosts are earthly bound. Okay, the spirit either or not spirit, the human either passed too early, or trauma, or something significant to make the human body actually to die or leave its mark early. Now, along with that, we also have the other factor. Hey, Michelle, the other factor of a peaceful and residual energy. So here we go with intelligent and residual. Residual energy is that energy left behind. Is that still a ghost? Where intelligent seems to be all of the above, if you will, both spirit and ghost. So what do y'all think about that?
Can't disagree with any of it, really.
No, you can't.
To me, I'd say more of an intelligent is more of, like I said, I really don't like the term ghost when it comes to stuff like that. To me, that's an entity.
Yeah.
That means that there's something actually there. It's live, it's not trapped in time, so to say. It's not repeating itself.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Well, let's bring this to the table. I mean, let me ask this of you guys, and of you all out there, if you will, what do you think we really know about the paranormal?
Not a lot.
We don't know. Look, we don't know what's out there in outside in our universe.
We think we know.
We think
But we
we
don't
do,
know.
and then we think we know the paranormal, but who's to say?
Yeah, and then
We
they find
don't.
something new through quantum mechanics, and it totally changes our ball game out there and the way we need to start thinking.
That's right. And that's why when people who dabble with the paranormal, whether it's investigators, psychics, mediums, whatever, that's why you need to tread lightly.
Yes. You may
Yes.
run into something that you don't like.
Yes. I mean, I've had my own experiences down here with people that had never done a paranormal investigation or anything before, and I had to guide them through it.
Mm-hmm.
More or less when I was house hunting, which that was really fun, by the way.
Hey, Raymond.
So, but yeah.
Well, Bray. Yeah, and I agree with that. And Michelle goes, haha, I've been doing it for many years and maybe not even 1%. There you go. I mean, I kind of believe that myself. No, kind of, I do. And there's been so much that I've encountered that it is undefined. What's up? What's up? How
Yeah,
are you this evening?
You know, me and my teammates, Cobra Paranormal, I think Michelle was there. We were on an investigation, and we each saw a female spirit. One saw a child, one saw maybe 30s. I saw an elderly. And so we thought we were talking to three different spirits, entities. Turns out it was the same spirit coming through at different age levels because it felt that is how we would best perceive them in that energy.
Now, is that spirit or is that ghost?
To me,
It's
that's
just-
spirit.
It kind of boils down to nomenclature. What are you used to calling them? Spirit. The divine is the divine, but by any other name is still the divine.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I can't argue with that one. I am not going to argue with that.
It's just personal preference on what you grew up with, and what your parents call them, what your friends call them, and then what your team calls them, and as you're getting into the field and learning, and I'm not gonna hate on anybody for calling a spirit a ghost or a ghost a spirit or what have you, but there's a lot of different things out there. Like Renee was saying, interdimensional, alien, whether you believe in that stuff or not, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, it's real. I dealt with it. It's not fun. You really got to know what you're doing, because if you don't, you could get hurt for a long time, physically, spiritually, mentally. So, for the teams that are going out and trying to help people, if you don't know what you're dealing with, back out slowly. You don't want to make things worse, for the client. Figure out what you're dealing with, and if you don't know how to deal with it, find somebody that does.
Well, I mean, yeah, I totally agree with that, because I mean, I haven't been on an investigation in probably about 7 years, but I have people that knew I was an investigator and they would want me to take them out and everything, and they've never done it before. And I keep telling them, it's like, I don't want to do that, just for the simple fact, I don't want any harm to come to them.
Yep.
Yeah, you would feel responsible.
Exactly. So
I'll go with that. Definitely. Michelle Dreyer says, or is this the theory of multiple realms in which we travel? I mean, that's very possible too.
You have, if you want to take, you have heaven, purgatory, hell. I mean, religion has their version of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then who's to say there's not, like we said, we don't know. Honestly, we won't know until we get our forever sleep nap. That's how I look at it. Like, that's when we'll be, I guess, allowed to gain the knowledge.
When we go, we will remember everything that we forgot when we came here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I just want to make a little side note.
Hey, Miss Linda.
This conversation, I keep having flashbacks and memories of me and the Hitman sitting back in the day talking about this all night, one night. I mean, we just kept on going and time flew by.
Yeah.
So,
You
Yeah,
know,
normally this show goes pretty quick, just saying.
it does. And that's the bad part. But you know, oh, there you go. Hi, Uncle Keith. Oh.
Hey.
You know, one of the other things that made me think while I was pondering this whole issue this week was, could ghosts just merely being part of purgatory? Is that what a ghost is? It's an entity in purgatory.
If what I learned about purgatory, and I may be completely wrong, what it is a holding area where you are put when you go for some odd reason, whatever the reason being, and you are in kind of solitude with everybody else in purgatory, and nobody else can get in and out. So I mean, you are literally kind of in jail. So if that's the case, why would we be able to sense them, hear them, feel them, catch their voices on a voice recorder if they're in a sealed off quote container? How are we going to access them?
Who are we to define what purgatory is?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that the fact is, maybe purgatory is something they still need to learn before they can move on.
And just like heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a place. Who's to say we are not catching things that are up there and down there when we're investigating? Maybe the energy is crossing over. Maybe we are catching something from another dimension, and we are catching things from that same house in that other dimension. The people there. When we investigate Michelle, when we investigated the Burwood Hotel in Beatrice, the people were still in that hotel, living their life just like they always did. And when we went over the EVPs, I wish I still had them. They were on the computer that burned up. They thought we were the ghosts. They were like, "Did you hear that? Did you see that?" We
ran into that.
They thought we were the spirits.
Yep.
So is that different timelines jumping over? Is that different dimensions jumping over? I have no idea.
Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3.
Yeah,
Earth
absolutely.
20. I mean, there's a very good movie that I try to tell everybody. If you love the paranormal, you need to watch. It will open your mind up. It's called The Others.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
That is a very good movie.
You need to watch that, because that is that whole theory of who's actually haunting who.
Yeah. Hey, Facebook user that just said, "Hey, y'all, if you can click the Restream link right there, that'll give Restream permission to type your name up there so we know who you are. That'd be great."
Now,
it just says Facebook user.
Now, Hitman can back me up on this, but back when we did an investigation at this one place, we actually caught EVPs of these entities flirting with me. I was walking back in and out.
You beat me to the story.
And, I mean, now, see, I think what happens is that
hey, Brandon,
like places that are commonly used, like I can't think of the names, but
Waverly.
Places that do like these, that do like a lot of these public ghost tours and stuff. I think those entities actually get used to people being there and finally start to realize that they're gone or they're there, but they don't look at us as like spirits, as they look at us as like just people walking through, passing through. They finally clue in on it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now,
Whereas you go into like a private residential area that there's not much people going through or anything, that's where I think it's, to sum it all up, is like the movie The Others. They're continuing living their life. They're caught in that time doing their thing and don't realize that they've passed on.
Exactly. Now, I want to say hi to Brandon. Brandon just popped in. Brandon Cooper, how you doing? I see the Facebook user did say, can you post the link in chat? Click on the one that says chat.restream.io/FB.
Yeah,
Look
she's
at
having an issue clicking on it. I'm watching on 3 different platforms. I've got the YouTube up, I got the Facebook up, and so I copied and pasted that link into the Facebook chat, so
Yeah.
that way maybe she can click on it. That's Christy
Yeah.
Goins.
Okay, there you go. Well, good evening, Christy. Good to see you. um, and you know what? That's a very valid point. I mean, these are valid points. I mean, we're bringing it all out tonight. That's what it's all about. The other aspect is Ryan Jones and myself were down in the basement of this location, and we were having a full blown personal conversation between he and I and those that are down in the basement. Now, they're intelligent. They were responding as in a normal conversation with us.
Nice.
So this is interesting to me because we still have normal conversation going on. They're recognizing our voice and they see us, but yet we cannot see them. That has to do with, I feel, the filters that we have psychologically built up through society, or we are not at the highest transcended level we can to see their energy.
Yeah, it's different frequencies. Different frequencies can cancel each other out, so it's just gone.
Yeah. But to have conversations and stuff with these entities and stuff, that's why it's important when you do an investigation. You need to do it a couple more times at one location. You can't just go in and expect things to happen. You have to go in and earn their respect and earn their trust and get them to open up to you.
They're not
Treat them with respect.
Absolutely.
Do not provoke them.
Yep.
Do not provoke them. One more time. Do not provoke them. They are, if they're a human spirit, they're a human spirit. They were humans once.
Mm-hmm.
They still have their personality. They still deserve respect.
Yeah, they do.
Now, we've talked about this on the show before because you just brought it up. They were human at one time. If we're dealing with an alien spirit, you may define that as a demon. Let us remember this, that not everything is of what we know in this known universe.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel that with what we do, I mean, like we said earlier, we don't know much about the paranormal universe. There's different realms, there's different worlds, there's different planes of existence. You know, there's windows in between those that can cross over and blend in. So we don't really know 100% what we're dealing with. And yeah, a lot of people would consider a malicious spirit as a demon, but it's not. It could be either be alien, it could be a violent human, you know, or in actuality, it could be a demon.
It could be a wraith.
Exactly.
A wraith is a human spirit who left this world angry and just kept getting angrier and refused to cross, and has been here for a long, long time, gained strength, and eventually lost its humanity. So it is no longer human. It is just something that pretty much needs to be taken out.
It's basically just a energy of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm glad y'all said that because now it leads to another question that y'all say that I'm going to bring up is, can ghosts, we'll use that word right now, just because we're going to aim at the humanoid version of everything, can they have the ability to grow and release or get angrier?
Oh, we can piss them off.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We can definitely piss them off. That's why I said don't provoke them. And
I mean, I look at it as like with the humanoid ones, the ones that were human, they still have their personalities. They still have their emotions. So if you go in disrespecting them, just like any other person, you're going to tick them off.
Yeah.
So that same spirit,
and they're going to lash out.
Yeah, and whenever we go into somebody's private home, to help a client, we say, hey, we have permission to be here. Thank you for allowing us to be here. I thank them. I introduce myself. My team members introduce themselves, just like we were talking to a person.
That's right.
And another thing I was told to say this. Somebody out there that's gonna watch this later needs to hear this. Again, I'm going to reiterate, you need to know what you're dealing with, because not everything out there that looks big, bad, and ugly is big, bad, and ugly. Some of those big, bad, and ugly things can be your best friend.
George.
Yes, George, big guy in the backyard. But at Dempster's, Lisa brought Dempster's up. Steve was there, the founder of the Spirit Mechanics, and Tiff was there, and my team was there, and we're walking through there, and I saw something, and I'm like, Steve, he's like, yeah, just keep walking. Okay. And I looked over at it, and it looked at me, and I just kind of nodded, and it nodded, and I'm like, all right. And later on, he explained it to me. There's demons. There's also demons. They look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Difference is, demons escaped. They have an objective. They have a goal.
Yep.
They want something. A demon is set in place to do a job. This one was actually using the old paint line to remove negative things that were not supposed to be here, hang them on the hook, and send them back to where they were going to be. And later on, I'm like, hey, thank you, for not kicking my ass. It's like, you good, I'm good. Cool. Mm-hmm. And later on, the city bought the property, and this is going to sound weird, but they're going to tear it down. And so I sat across the parking lot, across the street, and I'm talking to this entity. And I'm explaining this to him. He's like, help me find a new place. I'm like, yeah, no problem. They closed the laundromat down here in Wymore. So I'm like, how's this? Up, top, up there. Cool. So we moved him. So he's now operating out of Wymore. Just know what you're dealing with. And if you don't, back up.
Exactly. Back up.
So I'm going to ask a question real quick. And this could take us down a rabbit hole. So
Right.
just when I ask this question, just give a quick answer and we'll let it go, because if not, we're going to go slow.
Let me buckle up.
Okay.
Put your seatbelt on. Okay. Hold on. Let me get it.
Click it.
No.
Are you ready?
Shoot.
Keith?
Let's go.
You ready?
I'm always ready.
Here it is. That's what she said. Hey, Melissa.
And there's one out there giggling, just saying.
I know. So here's the thing. This is based off opinion. Rabbit hole. That's what she said. All right. So here it is. Let's hit it and quit it. I know. Anyway. So
You see what I deal with? You see what I deal with?
I've known for years what you deal with.
Oh, anyway. All right. Let's
Full
go.
blown Scorpio, and he's got Scorpio in him, just saying. And the Scorpio's wearing off right now.
And remember where my Scorpio is.
Hey, Melissa. Yeah.
and
And
that's
Doug.
what she said.
In
No,
Doug.
it is. It's in Doug. Anyway, go ahead.
Uranus. Your Scorpio is in Uranus.
In him. Oh my. Okay.
Uranus, the planet.
Yeah,
Why
the
is it
planet.
not showing in chat? What the hell? Okay. Open
Anyway,
up.
sorry. Let's go.
Oh man, chat shut down. That's crazy.
What? I still got it over here.
Yeah, I still got it.
Here.
Yeah, but we can't. It's not letting me put it back up on the wall.
Oh,
It's right here.
You're seeing it?
yeah.
That's
Yep.
so weird. It's telling me, oops, something went wrong. You think? All right. That's all
Yeah,
right. It's
I
okay.
can still
We'll
put
keep going.
comments up and everything.
I can see the comments on the right side. We can't. I'm not showing them. That's weird. All right. Uranus. Ah. Okay. Okay.
Well, Mercury is in shadow period, just saying.
This is true. All right. So here it is.
Not blaming, explaining.
Explain. If angels are dedicated to the word of God, how is it that, well, no, not how is it. That would mean that when God actually speaks, demons still have to respond.
Not wrong. But which God?
Ah, you booked that card.
Which God? The light that created the universe, which is my spirit, or the evil creator God that flooded the planet and killed everything? The
Yeah, I
one
didn't know you were
who
going to pull that
saved
evil
us
card.
on this planet, the one that everybody worships.
Jim's gone, what?
No, I'm following.
But here's my answer with that. What's above is also below. So if you have angels there, you have angels of I call them angels of not destruction, but angels of
Right, the fallen.
I guess
We have the
the
fallen.
fallen.
The fallen.
Fallen.
We also
That's
we also
probably you know
have
what I mean. So if you have to, everything is what, and so if
balance.
you have what's what you know as of above is so is below.
Yeah, we have the
And
Nephilim.
does below really listen to above?
They came down. They mated with human females, and we had the Watchers, the Nephilim. Now, we have Lilith, the first wife of Adam, who said, I ain't bound down to you. I'm out. And she is supposed to be the mother of all demons. So, everybody attributes the fallen angels to being demons. They're not. They're still angels, is in my opinion. So, I mean, we could really go deep into this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This
Yeah.
could be definitely something that takes us really deep,
Mm-hmm.
like Roger Rabbit. And it was just an interesting thing that hit me when we were talking about demons. I'm like, hey, what's your opinion on this one? I thought that was interesting.
Get hold of me after show.
That's Michelle Dreyer. Hence why we are careful with what I release on investigation. I'm not allowed to release what is paying a price for their not so good deeds. Well said. Well said.
Yes. Stepping on somebody's karma. Are you helping somebody, or are you interfering in their karmic lessons?
Mhm.
And that can go for both living humans as well as other entities. That's why
Right.
I ask, okay,
Again,
what do I do with this
respect.
one? What do I do with this one? Hand it up, hand it down, put it over here. All right. I ask permission. I ask advice. What do I do with it? What do you want me to do with this one? Sometimes I'll hear, take it out. All right.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I knew this could take us further, so I was like, well, let's be careful, but let's touch on it a little bit because this is not a religious show, you folks. It's not.
No.
But we can go there.
Mm-hmm.
Bang bang.
Yep.
So let's look at something. Let's go back and talk about ghosts and spirits, and let's talk about another sensitive thing that I've actually got into social media arguments about. And I'm like, there's no reason to argue with someone who does not understand what you're saying, nor the intelligence level. Not calling anybody out or saying anything, but here's the fact.
Wow, that's like talking to a brick wall.
I know.
Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance.
I'll go with that.
You can put all the proof in front of them, black and white, officiated, verified, backed up, and you still will not change their mind, because that would mean they would have to change their mind, which would mean they would have to change their world a little bit, and they are unable to do that for whatever reason.
True. So let's go there, and we're talking about ghosts and spirits tonight. Nothing special. You like that? Nothing special. But is it? But on the flip side, let's talk about equipment real quick, because this is something else I wanted to talk about. We got 20 minutes left in the show, and I'm like, you know what? Here's another little sensitive ditty that people are like, oh, I got this, and this works, and this works. Okay, all right. So I'm going to ask you three, and if you want to reply out there, feel free. Be respectful, but feel free. I will not dog you. These are my opinions and my thought and my research. Why do we feel that a K2 or an EMF reader detects paranormal activity?
It detects energy.
Yeah, see, I don't like it for detecting paranormal activity. I like using it more as debunking, as
Yeah.
to if,
Bad wiring.
like, the first investigation I ever went on is we went by one that was close to the airport, and we paid attention to the meter. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
We were like 2 miles away from the airport, and we were picking
That
up the
actually was
radar
not the
signal.
case. That was the Terrell house. That's a yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were picking up the radar sweep.
Yeah. And EMF has been scientifically proven to cause anything from mild dizziness to hallucinations to migraines.
Yes.
It can make you
Yep.
physically sick. The factory I work in, for existence, I have 32 plastic injection molding machines that work on dead short heaters at 480 volts apiece. Do you know how much EMF is in that building? I walk out of there worn out, and I'm good at
Glowing.
You need to start wearing like your tinfoil hat.
something. I've got certain stones and crystals that I take that do help.
There you go.
I know the name of this one. I can't think of it, but it does help to reflect radiation. I almost had it. Anyway, but it can cause hallucinations to where you think you're having paranormal activity and you're not.
Yep.
I've just one alarm clock. It pegged the meters and it was right by this woman's head. Move it across over on the dresser. And she did it. And guess what? Paranormal activity went away.
Yep.
Imagine that.
See, that's one of the first things I do because I like doing a lot of residential stuff.
Yeah.
I'll hear people telling me, "Oh, I'm experiencing this and that and this." That's one of the first things I do.
Yeah.
I go in there and I check for EMF. I call it EMF poison.
Yes, exactly.
Yep, it is.
Exactly.
It is.
And chemicals.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of chemicals.
Another one.
Mold. The list goes on. We go in and we look. That's what my team does. We look for drafts when the heater kicks on, when a door's shut. We look for everything. And if whatever's left, then we look at it as possibly being paranormal, and that's what we investigate.
It's process of elimination.
Yes. Just like diagnosing a car.
Exactly.
I mean, that should be when you're going into a residential, that should be some things on your checklist. When was your wiring updated? How old is your circuit box?
And that's something I tell clients too when I talk to them. Is I try to explain to them it's basically a fear cage, because an EMF flood or poisoning is going to create your fears in your minds.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically going to be like a bad trip. It's going to make you feel off and everything.
Yeah.
You
can walk into the house and you can feel great. Walk into your home, walk into your kitchen where you got, small kitchen, you got your microwave, you got your electric stove, you got your refrigerator, all putting off a bunch of EMF, and you're in there for 20 minutes doing dishes, and all of a sudden you feel like crap and stuff starts happening.
Yep.
Exactly. I want to take just a second to acknowledge Jonathan Kayworth. He's on.
Hey, Jonathan.
He's the newest host of
John.
Rift Nation Network.
Welcome.
And also part of AK-47 or JK-47 Paranormal. He is the creator of that. So check out his page, and that's JK-47 Paranormal. Check that out. I think you guys are definitely on target. Michelle sits, and on our investigation, we primarily sweep for all that before we are, going to work. I agree. Christy hits up with a high EMF can make some paranoid. Oh, it does carry paranoia on a higher level. Yeah, it affects the brain.
That's why when I did this, rebuilt my home, I did my research on what kind of conduit can block EMF. So everything, every wire in this home, every outlet, every light switch is in steel and steel conduit.
Yep.
That blocks out like 98% of the EMF. So I'm not going to give anything to feed on. Nothing to get in here anyway. But I feel better than before the fire, even after Steve removed that thing and everything in here. It just feels better in here, and I think part is eliminating the EMF.
I'm going to say one thing that I think, and I'm not sure, Renee, how much homework you've done. And I mean homework. I'm not talking about paperwork and stuff, but I'm working on homes. If you're a paranormal researcher, you better know a little bit about hardware and home structure itself.
Yep.
I know Keith has learned so much in this last year about the paranormal because of his own home. I know that Jimmy's a contractor, so I know Jimmy knows electrical and structures as well. I've dealt with hardware for many, many years, both electrical and home physical, the whole nine. I've worked in many hardware stores. So knowing home structure itself is a true benefit. Knowing HVAC.
Yes.
Keith and I, we had talked about this on this show before, how drafts can create dust and orbs through the walls. We've talked about all that.
Yep.
Tonight we're talking about equipment. Right.
I mean,
Here,
I have a website that I like to use because Keith will give me an address for a case. There's a website I like to use. It tells me how far the radio towers are away from the house.
Yeah, we've actually done that on past investigations too, I believe.
Yep. It'll tell me the radon level in the town. It'll tell me whatever I need to know. And then not only that, if I have to, I'll call up the town. It's all free information. You just gotta call and say, hey, I'm doing this. What's going on?
Yeah,
it's so important. It's so important before you do a proper investigation to have your baseline readings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes. Jim, Howie said you do contracting.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that includes, deconstruction to remodel something.
I haven't done it in years, but yeah.
Okay. When I had my home fire, I had to tear everything out of here. Everything.
Yeah.
It was block walls. You open the front door, you look down, there's my basement floor, you look up, there's my roof. I had to gut it.
Oh man.
And the first time I stuck my crowbar into the wall to rip the plaster and lath off, the energy literally knocked me on my tail. All of the energy from the time this house was built had been absorbed into the wallpaper, into the paint, into the wood, and I released it. And so every time I came over here, I was releasing energy. I had to constantly cleanse. I had to cleanse myself before I went back to the rental. It was a process. So I not only had to clean this house out, I had to clean this house out. And that is after the mechanics cleansed it.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
No.
That's something to keep in mind also. When you move into a new home, cleanse it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've only ran into something similar like that before, and fortunately, it was actually a family home. It was my grandma and grandfather's house. Has been in my family for well over 200 years.
Nice.
And unfortunately, when Grandma passed away a couple years ago, the family decided to tear it down. But any time when I went over there to help Grandma do a repair, I would feel that release of energy, but it wouldn't be like overwhelming or anything. It would feel comfortable to me because it was family. Now, most of my construction, it was new build. I actually more was a framing carpenter. I dabbled with a little bit of drywall, a little bit of roofing, a little bit of finish, but never really anything like total deconstruction or rebuild.
And that's one thing I noticed here. When Amy from the Dead Files came and Steve did some research and found some things out. Amy told me things that she did not say on air.
God, I love that show, by the way.
You gotta watch my episode. It's season 10, episode 11, Till Death.
I'll watch it after we get done.
You'll notice I look a little bit different.
Way different.
But there were I would get memories from the energy. Grandmother in the kitchen teaching her granddaughter how to make chocolate chip cookies, and it was just happy. And I actually smelled the chocolate chip cookies upstairs in the attic room. That was not a good room. Some bad things happened in that room, and I felt those and I saw those. So that just verified with me what they found, that everything was accurate. All right, later, Michelle.
Stay safe.
Be careful. Oh wait, if you got storm warnings, I probably got storm warnings too.
Probably. Watch yourself, Wall.
I was just showing somebody earlier my little tornado shelter downstairs,
Oh, there you go. There it is.
and she said it's not very big. And I thought about saying, that's something you normally don't want to tell a guy, but it is what it is.
Damn you, man.
Come on, we were supposed to be keeping the show clean,
This
man.
was
never
clean.
What are you talking about? Oh my god.
Homa.
I know, right? I'm trying to keep it down on the DL, not laugh too loud. No, these are very good points, you guys. I mean, it is what we all need to pay attention to. I was going with the whole equipment thing because I wanted to make a point. Is we got to remember people in the past are the ones who've decided that this is the equipment to use. And I don't think that's the fact. It's like we talked at the beginning. Go ahead.
I am my best piece of equipment. I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to be funny. When I walk into an investigation, I am my favorite piece of equipment to use. I hear, I see, I smell, I feel. Do I have to prove it on every investigation? No. Just got to do the thing and take care of the activity.
I agree
Sometimes
with you.
evidence.
That's me too.
But that's a definite go-to first thing. But personally, when I say equipment, now first thing I'm going to go to is a compass, a real compass, not electric, not a GPS compass, a real compass,
Okay.
and I'm going to let it work from there, just like the Galileo thermostat. These are all ambient earthbound material devices.
Yeah.
They're going to show true effect. We know if a magnetic field is going to be affected, the compass will show it. Okay.
Yep.
Uh,
I like that. I like my dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods is a divine tool, but it's still a base earth natural tool.
Yeah.
True. Just like the Galileo thermostat. You can't get any better because it's the most sensitive, because it's based on humidity, barometric pressure, and water conclusion based off of temperature. There's no electrical to it at all.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what I would say when I go to my best pieces of equipment, what I would think. Now, if you have a high barometric pressure in the house, if you get one of your barometric pressure palm holders, it has different color liquid in it, and it'll rise and fall as barometric pressure goes up and down. That's another great piece. All right, true. But it has to be effective. We know that it's not just a technical, that was crazy. We know it was not just a technical flaw. Yeah, exactly. A technical flaw in the electrical piece of equipment.
Yeah.
So I like to start, and I'm starting the team out fresh and new. Start from the bottom, work up. You know, everybody has their opinions, and I allow their opinions. But I also base it on fact of APPSAE that says, this is legit. There's nowhere in the ASSAP that states somebody defined EMF or K2 or Gauss meter as a legit piece of equipment. It's only because they've seen it on TV or they heard that, rest their souls, used it in their evaluation. Who said it?
That's just like this little app I got right here, Ghost Radar Connect. When I first downloaded it, it talked nothing but gibberish. However, once my guide started understanding how to use it, it is eerily correct at times. And a lot of times on shows, I've got it running like I do right now. It's reminding me to keep my character, not to be dirty. Just saying.
Right.
But it brings up ruler and decimal, numbers, mathematics. Everything is energy. Energy is mathematics. 369, spiral. I mean, everything boils down to numbers and mathematics.
Right. Exactly.
So that's something we really have to keep in mind.
Geometry plays into it. Quantum
Yes.
physics plays into it. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So let's do this since Jim is on, and this is his honorary night. Let us bring a tale to both of you and get your opinion on it.
Okay.
As Keith leaves, what the hell, dude?
Oh, that's all right. I had service for me because so.
I saw that.
Well, I was gonna say with the equipment is when we first started out, that was one of my favorite things is when we would sit and brainstorm of what pieces of equipment we could either make or engineer or that we could bring to improve our investigations. And even then, most of it was just to capture proof.
To get some kind of evidence base, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
let us tell you about this little tale about Jim's actual first investigation. It took place in Ashland, Virginia, and we were near a very historic location mansion off a set of private railroad tracks. We were with the original team, and on this particular night, Jim and I teamed up, and we had two others. They went the opposite way of where we were. Now, there's two things that happened this night, by the way. Jim and I stay behind later. We had another experience of the unparanormal. We'll bring that in a minute.
Oh yeah.
So,
Thinking about it.
so
Yeah.
Jim and I,
Getting the good
Right.
stuff.
so the preset, we took a digital recorder with black electrical tape and taped it to the train trestle at 3 feet high on the back side so the red light could not be seen by the road. Okay. We go down the tracks. We encounter a shadow person. We encounter violin playing or fiddle playing.
Yeah.
We engage in someone cooking bread. Mind you, this is 12 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was freaky. I mean, not freaky, but it was exciting,
Yeah.
I'll
I
go
should
with
say. I mean, I even got pictures. I think I still have them on an SD card where we actually caught a, what would you call that, Howie? An ectoplasm vortex.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Lightning
Yeah.
bolt.
I got like 4 or 5. No, this looked like a vortex.
Cover
Okay.
the whole
tunnel.
train track.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was awesome. Now, there's only one time where I felt my senses were getting out of hand. We were walking down the tracks as we were both hearing the fiddle playing. We were both smelling the baking bread, baking pies. You could smell the campfire smoke. I swear I saw like a half shadow figure come walking up to me, and I could have sworn I saw it was just the bottom half. It was gray Civil War
Just
pant
legs.
legs walking right to me.
They
Now,
needed a little bit more energy to come through full.
Yeah,
here,
and it was actually an experience.
now we got to the train trestles. Here's the interesting part. That digi-recorder was laying on the ground, unraveled, completely unraveled, laying on the ground.
Imagine that. Somebody got mad.
Now, when that happened, me and Howie, we were down on one end of the tracks. We were probably about like 50, maybe 75 yards away from this trestle. We could actually see it. first we heard a car come through going slow, and then they took off, never stopped, nothing. We heard it on the digi. It was like 10, 15 minutes later, you heard footsteps coming up to it, something grab it, untape it, and drop it,
Just drop it.
and then walk
Just
off.
dropped it. It's still on.
And me and him were in perfect view of the
Never
trestle.
thing.
We saw nothing.
It was something new, something that wasn't supposed to be there. To them, it was something that wasn't natural. No, that's not supposed to be there.
Well, here we go. Everybody leaves. Jim and I are sitting on the back of his truck tailgate doing our chill out, let's look at the stars talk thing that we always did. And then we started hearing banging in the trees behind us about 200 yards.
And it circled us. It stayed at
You
a
could
distance, but
feel
it
the
circled
energy.
all the way up.
Okay, what kind of banging? Like a drum or
Stick on tree.
Stick on a tree. Okay.
Stick on tree.
Oh,
Let's just say the area is
I was going to
squatchy.
say
Stick on a tree.
it's swatchy at
squatchy.
that point.
Oh,
Any rocks thrown?
Nope.
Doesn't always.
No, we did not have rocks thrown. But what we would hear is you'd hear a dog bark off in the distance. But that dog bark was circling us.
Because it mimics,
It was mimicking a dog.
Okay.
trying to draw you in. That's why you stay out of the woods.
That's right.
That's why you stay out of the woods when you hear help. Stay
Yeah,
out of the woods.
we stayed right off on the road into the entrance into
Yeah.
a field. So we just stayed right there, just sitting there, just listening and figuring it out. But yeah, it was awesome. Now I've gone back there since, and I went out there one time without Howie. I was there for about like 10, 15 minutes, tried to sit on my back of my truck and chill. I got a real uneasy feeling. I felt like the predator became the prey, kind of feel. And it's like, no, I got to go. And it was dead quiet
I
and
get
everything.
it. We got a link.
So since I have been jonesing, and Howie knows this, to go back out there again.
Make a plan, do it. The lake just out of town.
We need to.
When I go out there, that lake is my church. So when I go out there, there was a damn, I cannot remember the name of it. Anyway, there's a cryptid out there. And it will screw with people out there camping, fishing, whatever. And I'm sitting there in the parking lot, listening to my music and having a beer and just watching the sunset. And I looked over there and I saw it. And I'm like, oh, hello. It's like, this is mine. I'm like, okay. This is what I'm doing. I'm just relaxing. I'll make you a deal. I come out here and go fishing sometimes. I think I've seen you before. When I do, I will pick up trash and help to clean your land. Is that a possibility? To where you do your thing, I do my thing.
Right.
All right. So now I go out there. Hey, I always got a plastic trash bag in my truck.
Yep.
It's just sometimes it's that simple.
Well, Ghost Riders and those like, it is that time.
It is.
We must hit that trail. And I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. And thank you to you guys for taking the time and coming out and doing another episode of Paranormal Outlaws. Jimmy, welcome.
Absolutely. Welcome, Jim.
Yep, welcome.
Can't wait
You
to
fit
do
right
it
in,
again.
brother. Just saying.
And
Happy
until
trails to you
you.
until we meet again. I know, don't quit my day job.
And now I wish I had Bray Wyatt's, thing going on, but
Well, see, that was like me earlier before the show. I was thinking, being you gave me my nickname, is like, all I kept thinking about is like, man, I wish I could dress like Taker.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
why not?
yeah.
Do what you
I'm thinking about it. I need to go get me
do
a
your
duster.
feel. Do your
I
feel.
was thinking about doing the same thing. I used to have a duster, and it was phenomenal. And
So did I. I had it in storage, and some mice got at it and ruined it.
That a girl. Now we're talking.
mine's upstairs.
Oh, we gotta bring him out, folks. So on that end, we're gonna call this an evening, and we're gonna see you on the other side. Make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you do one thing. Don't let those fireflies get you. Okay.
Lightning bugs.
Oh,
She's giggling. I love it.
because my husband, he goes, there.